Hi guys, my name is Jack and welcome to my episode 4 review of the Stardust Crusaders anime. I'm talking about the David Productions one, which, I mean, you know, but if you've just tuned in to my episodes, well, please watch episode 1 because you've just spoiled stuff for yourself. Anyway, I've got my notes here and of course I've got my pocket edition version of the Stardust Crusaders because the big ones take ages to pull out from underneath my bed and up there and stuff. So anyway, let's get into it. Of course, it starts off with a new scene only for the anime, which is Enya, and you get to hear her voice for the first time, talking to Dio while he sucks the blood out of a young woman, as you do. Yeah, that's basically how it starts, and it's a new scene that isn't in the manga, so that's pretty cool. I mean, when they do the whole thing that's new, or like massive fillers that are terrible, I don't like that shit, but when they add in stuff that's kind of like just a mini add-on, that's pretty cool. I mean, it gets to the point eventually, but you have to bring in the new viewers, you know, that don't read the manga and get into it. But anyway, that will come to later. Yeah, basically it goes through the whole Tower of Grey. Tower of Grey appears. Like I said, the episode's called Tower of Grey. If I didn't, it's called Tower of Grey. And Tower of Grey flies around, transports, goes behind Jotaro's head. It's like, Jojo, it's behind you. And he's like that, because, you know, that's how manga works, even if they're the smartest of people. Then it goes into the opening. Now, I've got something I want to say about the opening. Personally, this is a personal thing, it's not within the episode. I think there are going to be 2 intros. Don't quote me on that, because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure there is. And here's the reason why I think so. Number one, I've had a lot of people saying, where's Iggy? Makes sense. Iggy does come in the second part of it, because he doesn't have a massive impact in terms of battles, but he does have a massive impact in the second half of the story. I mean, some people might be watching my review while they're watching the anime for the first time, so I'm not going to spoil anything. Or some people haven't read the manga, but they're slowly catching up to it, so I won't spoil anything, okay? But that's part 1, why I'm saying that. Part 2 is the fact that part 3, manga, Stardust Crusaders, is pretty much about 1.5 times the size of part 1 and part 2 together. Now, I'm going to show you, I've got proof. I'm not going to bring out the separate books because that, like I just said before, I've got it under my bed, it's in a massive stock, and I've got a lot of it, and I don't want to bring them all out, and they'll probably fall and stuff, so I've got the official pocket editions, which is what the manga I keep pulling out is. And so anyway, let me go through it. This is the first part. Part 1 and part 2 came together due to the fact that it's, well, I'll show you. The fact that, as you can see, here they all are. Part 1, I have big ears, so you know. Part 1 is book 1, 2, and 3. There's part 1. Okay, and part 2 is 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, 1 book bigger, basically. That's about it. So in all, there's 7 books. Now, if we go and open up, or grab part 3, by the way, I do have a book here, right here. You know, there's 1 there. And we open this up. Okay. It starts at, as you can see, it starts at book 8 and ends at book 17. So, you know, there's 10 books. Whereas previously, there was only 7 books. So it is actually a lot longer, and that's why I think, as I shown you before in my previous videos, I did say that I'm pretty sure it's going to end with part 3, sadly, as part 3 is the main draw point for new fans to the series and to the manga as well. There's a lot of people who like it and then go on to part 4, part 5, and as it's known outside of the JoJo mania, most JoJo fans are like, yeah, I've heard of JoJo. You know, part 3 was awesome. I love part 3. I'm a big fan of part 3. That's about it. But most JoJo fans are part 4 fans. They're part 4 aficionados. Personally, I'm different. I love part 4 to bits, by the way. It's in my top 3. But yeah, it's like I just said, it's in my part 3. So anyway, sorry to go a bit off track, but that's why I think that there's going to be a second intro that's going to show Iggy and the rest of them. I might have spoiled it, but I've just said Iggy. Who knows? What is Iggy? What is Iggy? Who is Iggy? Why is Iggy 7? I don't know. Could be anything. But anyway, let's get on to it. It's the first time where, I mean, it's in the manga as well, but it's the first time where he's known as Star Platinum. Star Platinum! I know, it comes in like that and he says it. It's the first time it's known. And it also is the first order. It doesn't happen at the same time, a little bit later, a couple of more minutes later. But basically it does the first order as well, which is, you know, If you like JoJo, if you don't like JoJo and you look it up, Oda Oda is like the main kind of, it's like the main staple of part 3. It does appear in other parts as well, but it's like the part 3 kind of main thing that pops up as well. Basically, there's a little thing that's weird. There's one part in the manga where he's like, Abdul is basically explaining Tower of Grey, and he's like talking about the tarot cards and how he's like that. And this isn't anything really, but in the anime, it's like that. He's literally like that, and he's just like, the Tower of Grey, he's known as, and he's like that. Whereas in the manga, he's like that. He's like thinking kind of thing. I just thought that was really weird. They decided to like put it half over his face, like, oh my god, he's just Tower of Grey. But yeah, Tower of Grey. Anyway, that's that, right? And of course, he writes out, as he does, he writes out massacre. In the manga, it doesn't show him writing out. It's literally just like, I'm going to, and he writes massacre, and it just goes, and he's like, it says massacre. Massacre means this. Whereas in Japan, it's in Japan, in the anime, it's literally like, boom, massacre. Like that, which is pretty cool. I mean, I do enjoy it. I like it when they put in some extra stuff with that, which is pretty fucking awesome. I like that. Another thing is that during the actual fight as well, they actually have a bodily color change. When I say bodily color change, I mean their costumes, hair and stuff change color. That is true, as you know, as JoJo fans know, all JoJo color pages, you know, all color pages in any manga are just basically just a color page. So, you know, Araki Hirohiko just thought, why not change colors? It doesn't actually mean they're the actual colors. I mean, this is the actual color of the characters, by the way, but let's just have a little fun. I want to see what it looks like in different colors, which I find is awesome. So you just got all the characters in different colors and stuff like that during the fight, by the way. And I thought, that's pretty cool. I like how done that. Kakuin had like his second color, where he had the kind of the yellow shirt, kind of looking like Rubber Soul kind of thing. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, after that, he does his famous pose, which is basically this one. If I can get it in, this one, which is the Sokana, like that. It's Kakuin's most famous pose in the whole Part 3 series. He does this. It's like that, and it's a pretty cool pose, and he has a pretty cool face on him. It's the most famous one. It's Sokana, like that. I like it anyway. So yeah, after it does that, basically it goes into the break, and it's the part where they basically defeat Tower of Grey. They knock Tower of Grey down, and you know, you got the old man who's like, oh, I need to go to pee. I've woken up. What's this? It's wet. Oh, it's blood. And passes. Kakuin's like, KOs, like that, KOs him. And then it goes on to the next part, which is they all run towards that, and you've got Jotaro running towards them, and he's like, you know, he walks towards the stewardesses, and they're like, oh, he's so lovely, and he's like, move out the way, bitches, kind of like that. And then Kakuin, you know, like grabs him, like, we need to avoid this situation as much as we can. And they're like, oh, you can touch me anyway you want. Well, they don't say that, but, you know, it's like that. But they added something else where Abdul's like, oh, like, I can learn some shit from this boy. You know, like stuff like that. But anyway, they go into there, and then it comes to the fact where they bring in, it's in the manga as well, of course, for the manga and for the anime, going for part 2. He's like, yeah, I've rode like a plane 3 times. And it's like, I remember you with part 2 of Cars. Yeah, it's right here, right here. For me, it's like, it's right here, it's right here. You know, I love my JoJo. Anyway, that's when it goes into the break. It goes into the break, and let's look at my notes. Yes, it goes into the break, goes in, it's got the adverts for JoJo stuffs, normal stuffs, and there's something interesting. As you can check on my channel, I have a video that shows the part 5 commercial when they bring out an Ultra Jump. It's been updated, and I loved it because part 5 is my second favourite. Actually, it's my fighting first favourite, to be honest. It probably is my... I'll do another video on that maybe. But anyway, it's basically, I just want to say, it's about this month's Ultra Jump, because when the first episode of JoJo came out, they put out that commercial, and that commercial talked about last month's Ultra Jump. I have this month's Ultra Jump, which came out a couple of days ago, which is, you know, covered in JoJo stuff. And instead of he puts down last month's one, he puts down this month's one, which is right here. And when he puts it down, what happens is, in the old one, Narancia basically has a massive talk. And you can check the video, but anyway, then you got Abakio's like reading what's in JoJoBA. Now JoJoBA, as you can see in the background, as I've done a video on it, I've done the limited edition one. The standard edition is now out here in Japan. You can order it for about 8,000 to 9,000 yen. I've got the limited one. Check my video. That would mean a lot to me if you want to know more about what's exactly inside. But anyway, yeah, it's actually a little bit different. Mr. has a different, he has actually got a different, what do you call it? Oh, different words. I forgot my England's. He basically has, he says different things. Abakio's is extended and Narancia's is actually shortened. It's new. It is actually new. Not amazingly new. It's pretty much the same animation, really, except the book and Abakio actually talking from the chair for a little bit longer, and Narancia not actually standing up like that, even though I do like him actually. It's a him. Narancia is a boy. Okay, if you just got into JoJo, I just want to tell that Narancia is a boy. I've had a lot of people asking, is he a boy or a girl? He's a boy. They're all boys. Only Trish is a girl. But anyway, let's get on to it. So that's new. I thought it was awesome. I'm gonna try and look that, put it up on my channel. Yeah. Anyway, returns from the CM, and like I said before, it always shows some sort of stand. And of course, today's stand was Tower of Grey, and it comes up with like the user question mark question mark question mark because you don't know his name at that time, you know. And then it goes like, then it's got the whole, you know, it doesn't actually have like a flying thing. It basically goes, and we've got another new scene just for this anime. A new scene, you know. Of course, they're trying to elongate it because this is going to be the last one. That's another reason why I know it's going to be the last one. I know it. But anyway, instead of starting in the restaurant and them talking, it starts with them. Starts with Joseph on the phone, kind of more realistic. He's on the phone. Then he goes to Kakyoin and stuff, and outside a stand, and like a stand in the street, like a Chinese street in Hong Kong, a Hong Kong street. Anyway, basically he's talking to him like, hey, you should buy this. Hey, handsome, buy this. Blah 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 blah. And they're talking, and he's like, oh, you should, you know, buy something. Blah blah blah. Jotaro do this, and they're basically talking. It's new and it's funny. It is a funny scene. It's not in the manga, and I thought that's pretty cool, adding something different because it makes it more realistic, you know. So boom, this is Hong Kong, blah 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 blah, in restaurant. It's like, you know, showing some extra. I thought it was pretty cool anyway. Then they're ordering and stuff, and they're just sitting there in the then it goes to the restaurant part. They're like, yeah, we should hang out in the restaurant for a bit. In the restaurant, they're looking at stuff, and Polnareff appears. That's right, Jean-Pierre Polnareff, not Jean-Pierre Eiffel. All-Star Battle is out in the West. Well, it's out in Europe from today, I do believe, and I think it's out next week for Americas, and maybe I'm wrong. But I've got a friend of mine that got a copy, told me all about the names and stuff, and I have a rant. I sound super British, a rant. I've got a rant video later on, a rant video. Later on, I'm gonna I'm gonna rip it to fucking dicks. That's what I'm gonna do, because anyway, that's not what's happening. Jean-Pierre Polnareff, basically, I'll call him Polnareff from that one because everyone does, and I do as well. And Polnareff basically appears, and it's all, you know, it's kind of normal. He's like, I can't order from this. I'm French. I don't speak Chinese. And you got Joseph like, huh, I can read Chinese. Like, he's the #1 person on that table who could probably not read that, to be honest, you know, realistically. I mean, Kakyoin and Jotaro are Japanese, and kanjis are very, not the same, but kind of similar. They're all very similar to their counterpart in meaning. So you would get the point, you know. Maybe you couldn't read it, but you'll get the point. Just kind of like English to French or English to German, you would read it and be like, yeah, sorry, I'm going to butcher this, even though I'm like quarter German. Mineral Wasser. You'd read it and be like, yeah, that's pretty much mineral water, isn't it? You know, you would get it. That's the same as like Japanese from Chinese. Anyway, then episode ends just before chapter 12. It starts at chapter 10, ends just before chapter 12. So it's not actually, they actually did, like I said, they did extend it quite a bit from one episode. I don't mind it because it was pretty interesting. The next episode, episode 5, is called Silver Chariot, and it's going to be about the Abdul Silver Chariot fight within the restaurant. Let me go for a little mini review now, just quickly. The episode was great. I enjoyed it. The Tower of Grey fight went perfectly. It went great. They showed the old man, and they showed Enya in the beginning. Like I said, Enya's voice was really well done. The part with Dio as well. I think they just wanted to add in his voice there. It's great, to be honest. I love it. I love me some Dio. It builds up more for the anime as well. It doesn't rip to shit like the OAV. That's great. They introduced Polnareff at the end. That's great, because sometimes you get this, in most anime you know what's coming, and then at the end they do like a shadow, like, hello, boom, to be continued, like, oh, she's fucking dick. Because, you just want to kind of get a little glimpse. You don't want to wait. Whereas you actually got, this is Polnareff. He has said his name, doesn't say his name, and he appears, and it's like, it's going to be Polnareff. Or if you haven't, if you don't have any JoJo knowledge, and you're watching it, you'll be like, this new character, what is he going to do? Is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? Oh, noes. LOL. Ruffle chickens. I hate saying those words. But anyway, yeah, that was the episode. That's how I feel. It was a good episode. When they got into China, Hong Kong, like I said, they had an extra scene. They had an extra scene with showing Enya. I thought it was pretty cool. Good episode overall. You should check it out. It should be on Crunchyroll now or very soon. Otherwise, it should be subtitled. I don't know. I should handle it. I really should. I know my translations. But anyway, thank you for tuning into this. It means a lot to me for watching my reviews. You guys take care. You guys enjoy my reviews. You enjoy the JoJo anime itself. And next week I'll be back for another one. Okay, I think in 2 weeks there might not be one. But anyway, I'll confirm that next week. So anyway, everybody, thank you very much for watching this. And I'll see you later for the next episode review. Bye. Button press bum.